Hi, so today we're going to work on cast-ons for toe-up socks. I'll be showing you two toe-up, and then I will show you from the cuff down also. I have my yarn, my scrap yarn, and then I also have some large needles, and these are on a 24-inch. If you're only going to do one sock at a time, the 24-inch should be good enough to help you get through it. If you're doing two at a time, I suggest either a 32-inch cord or a 40-inch cord. Now, when we start our socks, we're going to use a DK yarn, and we're going to use a size 5 needle. So, for this, I'm just using my big 10.5s and worsted wool. Since this is a practice module, it doesn't matter. I am not comfortable with this first cast on that I'm going to show you, but a lot of people like it because it is fairly simple. I think the reason I don't like it is I don't have as much control over my thread. So what you will do is you will put your tail over the left hand, if you're a right-handed person, over the left-hand side of your needle, and you will kind of hold it there. And we're going to wrap 5 or 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll wrap 6. We are only going to knit 4 of these, but what you'll find with this is it doesn't matter that you add extras because your tail will unloosen them. So once you've had them wrapped, then we will start knitting. I'm going to show you that part again, and then I'll show you how to knit them. We take our tail on the left-hand side of our needle, our working yarn on our right. You're going to hold your tail with your needle so that it doesn't get floppy, and I'm going to wrap 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At this point, I'm using my pointer finger on my left hand to kind of hold the yarn against the needles. And we're going to push our left hand needle kind of down so that we're going to be working on the left hand needle. We're going to pull our right hand needle out as far as we can get it, and then we'll begin knitting. And since you've held your tail, it's pretty tight. So I'm going to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you can see is I still have 2 on the needle. I'm just going to pull them off, and I will go ahead and take the working yarn and hold it behind again. So at this point, your needles kind of look like this. They're messy. Your right hand needle is short and your left hand needle is long. So I want you to go ahead and push your left hand needle back down until these needles, and mine's pretty tight because using a bigger needle. Okay, so there we have it. So this is your working yarn, and it looks like it's a little floppy, so I'm going to ask you to hold it again tight against your needles. Push your left hand needle down and pull your right hand needle out. Now make sure that you're working from the ball of yarn and not your tail. And I'm trying to make sure that my tail is wrapped around the working yarn, and then do the same. Knit 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you have your first row finished. Go ahead and pull or push. I like to push because I'm afraid I'm going to pull the wrong one. Push your needle, your left hand needle, back down, and you have your first row. So I'm going to suggest, before we go on to anything else, that you go ahead and practice this until you're comfortable with it. Make sure that you feel good with it before we go on to the next part. My next video is going to be a different way to cast on. So, thanks for joining me. See you next time.